reality has many roots. The room is dim, and a cold blue monitor glows in the dark. On the screen, the final line of a document, the one scroll. A single candle is lit, flickering, as if waiting. David sits at his desk, his eyes red. He's exhausted, but not defeated. He clicks save, and then leans back. There is no noise, only the silence. He closes his eyes tight.
That's it? Nothing? What was the point of all that?
Books are stacked like barricades, everywhere. Drawings tacked to the wall. They are a map to the one scroll. The candle flame dances with the shadows on the walls. David exhales. He is frustrated and angry. Then, a knock. He freezes in place. Another knock, 3 times, hard. He says quietly under his breath,
No one knocks anymore.
He rises slowly, his heart pounding outside of his chest. He opens his door, slowly and cautiously. A figure stands before him. He's tall and wrapped in a charcoal coat with golden geometric seams. No tech, no badge, just presence.
Good evening, David.
David blinks.
You've completed the scroll, and now your journey can begin.
The agent holds out a sealed envelope, made of parchment, wax, and light. The seal, a tree, an element, a balance. It reads for David.
What is this?
An invitation.
The agent steps back, but only 1 pace. He gestures up to the sky behind him. Above the rooftops, a shimmer, a ripple in the night sky, slow, circular, calling. The Polaris agent leans in even closer.
If you come, you will walk between worlds. If you stay, your door closes forever. You have until your 3rd breath to decide.
The envelope pulses. Wind rises. Whispers fill the air. A low hum is heard, like roots shifting underground. David's hands tremble, but he is not afraid. His eyes widen. He reaches and takes the scroll. Whispers fill the air. Polaris is calling you. Do you accept the charge? David stands still before a vast living tree rising from the frozen ground. The trunk pulses faintly. Its bark is carved like a cathedral, vast, ancient, and clearly alive. A low, groaning breath echoes from deep within. Kalen, a root-born keeper of the earth and soil, steps beside David. He is wrapped in robes stitched with charcoal-colored bark and golden thread.
It's older than the sky, you know.
David's breath fogs. He can't find the words. They approach a giant door grown into the tree. The door opens inward without making a sound.
Comes, he's waiting.
Inside the tree, they descend in a clear lift made of living sap and wood. The walls glow with bioluminescence in every possible color. David looks around. He is wide-eyed. Root corridors, drifting spores, and glowing fungi pass all around them. They arrive in a massive underground world, pulsing with golden pink lights. Suspended in the center of the room is a spinning light being, fetal, curled. She is a star, encased within a translucent root ball and attached to the tree. She glows and spins gently, illuminating the entire chamber with her starlight.
She's why you're here. It's why we're all here.
What am I looking at exactly?
Everything.
The lift rises again. As they ascend, the glow of the lift warms. They step out onto an enormous branch. The world opens around them. Sunlight bursts upwards through leaves. Butterflies shimmering everywhere. Birds drift like songs. The canopy realm stretches endlessly and seemingly forever.
Is anything I've been told real?
Probably not. This is what Polaris protects. It's why the tree chose you.
Tree chose me?
We have never had young here, but humanity is spiraling. We need perspective.
A distant branch hums above them. Kalen notices and glances upwards towards a beautiful giant ladybug watching from afar. She blinks slowly in his direction.
Her name is Luma, and she was named after the light herself.
Deeper in the tree, bark-lined corridors open around them. One by one, David's new team members appear. Silpha floats down softly. Her wings are like glass, catching the light. Zara hangs from her web, silently from above, covertly, calmly, scarily. Rogan leans beside a doorway made of roots. He scratches the back of his neck.
That's Sylpha. She speaks in colors.
Zara prefers shadows. You'll get used to her.
That's Rogan, loyal before logic.
Kalen stops and turns. He draws a small, pulsing seed from a pouch on his belt. He places the glowing seed in David's hands. The seed of tongue settles in his palms.
You'll need one of these. It listens, it learns. I will explain it all later.
Some missions begin with orders. Others begin with lullabies. This one begins with both. The core chamber is dimly lit by soft pulses of bioluminescence threading through roots everywhere. The tree's heart glows faintly inside her root ball cradle. She is suspended like silence. The air around her is warm and still, sacred. David sits alone on the floor, cross-legged before her, his head bowed slightly forward. His voice hums low and steady, like a lullaby remembered from long ago. His melody carries through the root threads like a heartbeat when slowed. Cradled above David, the little one stirs, not quite light, not quite form, singing along with him, her voice weaving gently through the darkness. She echoes him playfully, excited, curious, glowing brighter with each sound. She sings after his hums, complementing David's rhythm. A soft mechanical hum descends from above as a lift glides into the chamber. Kalen steps out into the underground, quiet as breath, his figure framed by pale green light dancing in the room. He watches for a moment, not wanting to interrupt David. The chamber seems to respond to his presence with the faint rustle of awakening leaves. He speaks gently, just above a whisper.
David, what are you doing?
David doesn't look away. His fingers gently tap the floor in rhythm with his humming. He replies softly,
Rocking her to sleep.
Her sounds begin to stretch slowly and softly. Her brightness dims gently, but she is not in distress. She is calm. A final coo, long and sleepy, fades into the silence. The tendrils around her cradle relax, emitting a low, satisfying purr. Kalen's face softens. His eyes shimmer with something between awe and gratitude. He steps closer but does not speak again. The lullaby ends and David rises slowly.
Okay, she's sleeping. Let's go, quietly.
They leave slowly in silence. Inside the lift, soft yellow light hums along the inner walls. As it rises gracefully through the trunk, Kalen glances toward David, breaking the silence.
You bonded with her?
David exhales, while nodding faintly.
I asked her what her name was, and she chose Storm. But don't ask me to explain how.
Kalen absorbs David's words with a quiet reverence. He doesn't smile, but something warms in his gaze anyway.
A name for her beauty, awe, and wonder, not to mention her capability.
They continue upward, vanishing out of sight. The lift doors slide open into a warm corridor lined with bark-textured walls and drifting lights. David and Kalen walk in silence, their steps soft against the woven roots beneath them. Outside, the world is beginning to stir. They approach observations, the command center and central hub of activity for the Polaris team. Dr. Alara stands near a curved display table, scrolling through translucent data petals suspended in air. She is calm, radiant, and her presence is like quiet rain. Warden Torin Vashar stands beside her, stoic and weathered. He observes a projection of layered terrain.
He's ready.
The warden glances at David, his expression unreadable. David gives a small nod, still carrying his calm from the root chamber.
Then we shall begin.
You've met the heart of Polaris. Now meet the world we protect. For her.
She gestures and the map unfolds. A cross-section of the Terrarium world all around them, the underworld, the surface, and the canopy. Symbols softly flicker through the display.
Where are we needed? Underworld perimeter, something old has awakened, or has been disturbed.
We'll take the verdant strider.
A rustling sound draws David's attention, and he turns around. Near the entrance to the chamber, a gorgeous, huge, ladybug-like creature waits. Vibrant shell, gentle eyes. She tilts her head towards David.
You again?
Luma steps forward, making a delicate, chime-like flutter. David crouches slightly. He is intrigued.
You waiting for me?
She brushes her antenna gently along his sleeve. He is amused and chuckles while bending down to welcome her.
I guess that's a yes.
David notices a faint tap on his boot from behind. He is curious and looks down. An ant, the size of a small dog, eyes bright and curious, staring up at him. David leans forward and pets the large ant.
And you're not staying behind either, are you?
The ant squeaks in acknowledgement, a soft, determined chirp.
I'm going to call you Moro, because you live in the forest. Are you a good boy?
A playful rustling stirs the seed bay. The tree seems amused.
You attract company easily.
Maybe they know where we are going, and what we are up against.
The verdant strider sits ready, its form like a giant peach pit wrapped in living armor. Roots pulse along its side, fueling the vehicle. Verdant Team 1 boards, and David settles into his seat, securing himself. Luma curls gently at his side on the floor, and Moro curls up beside her. The vessel shakes and vibrates as it hums to life. Silpha greets David with a soft smile as she settles beside him. She leans down and gently strokes Moro's head, who chirps contentedly at the attention. Rogan remains focused at the helm, hands steady on the controls, offering no response. Jara stands silently in the shadowed corner, her presence quiet but watchful. Outside, bioluminescent vines part and the verdant strider rises into dawn. The roots beneath the tree are shifting in slow, ancient thoughts. Breathless, old, alive. They do not move with urgency, they move with memory. The verdant strider, the pit, hums while held in place. Its wooden hull resonates with the slow, living pulse of the tree. Inside, Verdant One prepares for their quest below, in the tunnels where light forgets its name. The strider descends, through bark and through memory. The outer hull groans with a language older than words. David grips the side rail, steadying himself against the pulses. Kalen checks his instruments, his eyes sharp and focused.
The undergrowth tunnels are opening. Looks like we're welcome, for now.
Let's not overstay.
Don't worry, I brought snacks.
There's music down here, but it's not ours.
Moro chitters curiously. Luma clicks a cheerful tone, her wings tucked, but she is alert.
That's my girl. Keep an eye out, all right?
Below the tree's roots, the tunnels are a maze. Vast, damp, and alive. The strider parks beneath a canopy of glowing mycelium. The team steps out slowly. Small roots pulse faintly beneath their feet. Strange spores drift in the thick air, sparkling like dust made of breath. A crack! Sudden, sharp. Something is moving.
Weapons?
There is a blur in the mist. Then, many shapes. Worms. Colossal, armored, sentient. They emerge from the soil like living monuments. They rise from the ground like carved stone come to life, blocking the team's path.
We should have brought tribute.
They would not accept it even if we had, not without knowing why we're here.
The worms speak in low, resonant vibrations, not harsh but ancient.
I am Tar, of the Roots Coil. This root is sacred, and you carry foreign air.
We came to help you. That's all.
The worms' armored forms shift with suspicion. A deeper rumble echoes through the underworld maze. A threat, not from the team. A swarm of fungal mites descends from above, invasive, spore-laced, and relentless. The worms coil in panic because they are not prepared.
There's too many.
We need to fall back to the ship.
David doesn't move. He is transfixed on Luma. She trembles, but not with fear, with intention. Her glow flickers, and David kneels beside her. He watches her wings flicker, not in panic, in readiness. Somehow he knows what she wants to do as a quiet breath leaves him, slowly and steadily.
Luma, go.
Luma bursts into the air in a golden flash. Her light blooms outward in a pulse of radiant harmonics like a memory resurfacing. She sings a song the mites cannot bear. The mites convulse and scatter. The swarm unravels instantly.
She carries the pulse
Of all our light.
Peace returns quietly, and the worms relax. Tension dissolves quickly into the soil. The largest steps forward and bows towards the team, but he is not defeated. He acknowledges their help with a gesture of gratitude. Rogan bends down gently and pats Luma on her head.
That was amazing, Luma. I'm so proud of you.
The team settles back into the pit. The Strider lifts gently, gliding through the winding tunnels of the tree. The mood is quieter now, but not quite silent. Reverence.
We didn't even need weapons.
This time.
David looks to Luma, her wings gently pulsing beside him. David can't contain himself and smiles widely.
Exhale and relax.
And so Luma does. Above, the tree listens. Below, the roots remember. The lift chamber hums, alive with a resonance only the tree can conjure. The walls are curved with organic bark that breathes. This is extraordinary. It is a threshold. Wing 1 stands ready inside observations. Tension cracks the surface, but the chamber remains still. Kalen presses a panel in front of him on the wall. The lift whirls as it slows down. Suddenly, the lift bell rings, and the doors open. A second David walks in with an unfamiliar girl behind him, her eyes like tide pools after the water recedes. Zara is stunned at first. She reaches down for her blade.
What in the roots is going on here?
We're here to help.
Yeah, we know.
The second pair's David is slightly confused and looks toward the girl standing with him.
Ocean.
Don't ask me.
The lift chamber flickers and light fractures, echoes shimmer into perception. The room bursts at the seams with many versions from across time and space. Then, another two, and then another. Variants. Each pair slightly different from the others, materializing from thin air. Their posture and clothes reveal separation. One has a scar that the others do not. It is clear they are from other times or different points in reality.
I always had a feeling this lift was cursed.
Is this a dream? Or are we glitching?
They are familiar. I recognize their scent.
The new Ocean shakes her head slightly and quickly. She refocuses back on her mission. She crosses the maze of bodies and observations and approaches the original David.
You don't know? It's okay, you'll understand soon. We are the tree remembering you.
Like an echo.
You are the first.
Please tell me this isn't time travel. The past is future, and future is past? This gives me a massive migraine.
It's not quite like that. It's more like high resonance.
The lift doors pulse as harmonics align and the tree corrects the fracture. Kalen pauses a moment and looks up from a monitor.
Lift harmonics have been restored.
The tree's voice is like an AI, but not built. She is remembered. Woven into the seed of tongues, she sings not in commands, but with resonance. Her voice is central and grounded within the tree's roots and memory. Kalen exhales sharply. He grumbles, mostly to himself.
You owe me one. Whips.
Zara smirks slightly, which is rare for her. Silpha presses her palm to the bark wall thoughtfully. Rogan kneels to call Moro, who chitters in curiosity, and Luma flutters, glowing gently beside them. Somewhere underground, deep in the roots, a soft humming is felt, as if even the tree is unsure what has happened. The sun shines on a new morning, but something is off. It's never this quiet in the tree. Kalen and David step out from the lift chamber into observations, but the light feels slowed down. The chamber seems to be waiting for something or someone. David and Kalen both look around the room, but they are beyond confusion. 6 new pairs, all the same man and woman, like all came before them.
What in all the bark is happening here?
We're here to help.
Yes, we know.
Ocean looks around the room. She now notices the other pairs of herself and David.
Oh, I see.
The room falls into silence and calm stillness as the new pair look around the room. The tree roots below shudder and moan a low rumble that echoes through its branches. Something ancient is stirring all around them.
I think they're all him.
Zara instinctively reaches down again for her blade.
Which one do I hit first?
Rogan appears to be amused. He is enjoying this.
Oh. This is going to be fun.
This isn't malfunction. This is something else.
I smell myself here. But
Kalen is concerned and nods in agreement with David.
This is a warning.
Distant echoes fill the room and breaks the captured silence. The tree remembers. In a crystalline chamber somewhere across time, in the same space where the light is softer, a new team prepares.
You must stabilize the branch. The tree's timeline is splintering.
Deploy in pairs. Each lift is mapped. Do not engage your other selves.
Try not to break anything. Again.
One by one, the pairs step into their data nodes.
Your line is simple. We're here to help.
I hate repetition.
Time breathes backwards, but the roots of the tree remain always grounded. Some call it a glitch, others call it a summons. In observations, the lift lights flicker again, but this time seems different. The doors open, revealing unfamiliar faces. One man stumbles forward. In a shimmer of fractured resonance, he's gone. David freezes. He hears a voice, privately. Only he can hear it.
They're trying, David. But the loop... it's folding faster than we anticipated.
Okay, everyone listen up. Nobody move unless you're me, which might be all of you, the original me.
We are running out of time, David.
Without indication or sound, the lift opens suddenly, but this time it's not an echo or a fracture. A new figure steps into observations. Regal, sinister, measured.
Ah, so the breach is here. I always knew Polaris was real.
She looks around the room slowly, not shocked or surprised by what she sees. She is looking for something lost.
I remember now.
Time is like a river, flowing smoothly at times and other times more forcefully. Glacial Point is where the rivers meet the ocean, holding them back like a water dam. Above, the tree listens. Below, the roots remember. David sits quietly in the pit's cockpit, staring through the curved glass of the observatory. The luminous veins of the tree pulse faintly and steadily, like a breath held beneath the bark. Within the verdant strider, time has slowed down to stand still. There is no other noise in the space as David sits alone. Akoya's voice doesn't come from speakers or display systems. Her voice lives on the edges of David's thoughts, just like a memory now turned inwards.
You stopped speaking again?
Akoya isn't asking him as she states the fact. David is very tired and doesn't look up. He only blinks once to acknowledge her statement.
I've been listening instead.
Listening? To what?
Everything. Nothing. I'm not sure.
David's fingers hover, then tap a soft sequence across the console. The interface in front of him shimmers, unveiling blurred logs, vague imprints of memory that never quite was. Memories from the tree, memories yet to become, fragments of both. Akoya drifts closely near to David. Her presence is not form but feeling, like warmth in winter or the hush before thunder strikes.
These are not from your path.
I know. But they might have been, or still could be.
The logs in front of David flicker sharply, suddenly, undeniably. Jara, alone in a war-torn glade, wounded. Luma, wing shattered, plummeting. Ocean, a child hidden too well, never found. The pit, overtaken, turned into a prison. The tree, twisted, silent, corrupted, and dying. David watches the screen. His jaw clenches, but no amount of staring could reverse it. Akoya becomes concerned for him in this moment of revelation.
These aren't punishments, David, just permissions if you seek them. Warnings if you need them.
David exhales, sighing through his nose. He is very tired now and losing control. One image lingers in his mind and repeats over and over again. It is David. He is older and more matured. He seems hardened but quite sure. He is within the tree's lift. The doors are forced open and a child's cry fills his mind. The girl is Ocean, and she is terrified. David lifts her into his arms and flees quickly and urgently. This moment is not yet lived. He only now feels it in his heart.
That isn't our now. This is not yet reality.
But I need to see it to understand it, to know it is possible at least.
The memory fades in David's mind and is replaced with another. Just a breath, just a glimpse, just a taste. A grand figure stands before the tree, wreathed in green flame and bark as black as a void. He is radiant and terribly frightening. Not a beast, not a man. He is divine. Dryad places his hand against the tough bark. The entire world pulses with him in unison.
She's ready.
David blinks, and the memory vanishes as quickly as it came. He stands slowly with his shoulders tight and then relaxes. He looks at nothing for a long moment. His mind is now blank.
What do you choose?
David's voice comes low, steady, and true.
I chose to stay and to remember.
Then we begin again, from now and into tomorrow.
The tree hums a low, vibrant tone, and the strider breathes. Now both have agreed. Light swirls softly around and in the chamber. Something always sacred has now been acknowledged: consent. In the hush of David's mind, an echo responds, but not Ekoya. It is the memory of a voice being made whole.
You create me, David, not with code or command, but with care and your presence here.
David burrows his eyes tightly in a moment of confusion, meeting comprehension.
I chose to walk with justice, openly, because justice must always be blind. I know it won't be easy. I've seen the struggle. Ocean needs me, and she needs me now more than ever. I must find her to know her.
The tree lets out a final hum, like a sigh of relief for what is now to come.
The tree remembers, and now so do you. Are you ready to recall who you truly are?
The lift hums with a quiet, steady resonance, like a heart waiting between beats. Pale light washes over the chamber walls and observations, catching the shifting glyphs that drift lazily across the interior panels. Yet beneath the calm, something feels unsettled and unsure. Kalen leans against the chamber wall. His arms are crossed firmly against his chest. His sharp eyes trace glowing symbols from the display console. He tilts his head slightly toward David.
I don't think they'd accept it even if we had.
David is silent and thoughtful. He watches the luminous sigils twist and dance, their meanings elusive yet familiar. He doesn't answer Kalen. Beside him, Dr. Alara looks up from her instruments, her warm smile breaking the stillness.
You are in pristine condition, David. It's quite remarkable.
David glances at her. His expression softens as he meets her eyes.
Thanks to your good care, Doctor.
Alara shakes her head with a humble grin and burrows her eyebrows to disagree.
That's what good air, medicine, and nourishing food will do for a human being.
Silpha hovers closely in thought. She speaks softly, just above a whisper.
It is not the offer they fear. It's what comes after.
Zara steps forward beside Silpha. Her silhouette is long and striking under the pale blue glow of the lift's display panels.
Then we must stand ready.
Kalen nods once to agree, his gesture sharp and deliberate.
Too late for anything else now.
The lift jolts suddenly in a rattling motion that startles everyone. Akoya's voice pulses like a chime in their minds, calm yet urgent, soft yet firm.
Timeline variance detected.
David lifts his hand from the interface console, his brows tighten in a show of concern.
An echo? Clarify?
We are not alone in this moment, David.
Silpha catches her breath. Zara draws her blade, the metal whispers as it clears its sheath. The chamber trembles beneath their feet. Light fractures across the walls, refracting like shattered stained glass, twisting the air all around them. A second Kalen stumbles through a rift in space, barely detectable by eyes and ears. He clutches a strange device. A younger David and Ocean burst into the chamber beside him.
We're here to help.
The original David freezes, but he is not quite confused. His alternate self locks eyes with him.
Yeah, they know.
Kalen growls under his breath in confusion, but no one really hears him.
What in all the canopy is going on?
Zara steps between them, blade raised in instinct and habit, but her voice is firm and steady.
They're not hostile. They're us.
Detecting multiple timeline versions of Verdant Wing 1 team present.
The tree must have allowed this.
We don't have time to explain. Just don't let them breach the lift core.
Ocean takes Silpha's hand. She grips tightly and her eyes do not waver.
We're real. This is real.
The lift groans deeply again. The trunk of the ancient tree under constant strain now. Akoya's voice shifts to a warning tone.
Temporal integrity at the threshold.
David raises his hand, his voice steady and resolute. He motions with his finger.
Go!
Jara steps aside. The alternate David nods once, then disappears into the hallway beyond observations.
Timeline restored, for now.
Verdant Team 1 stands together silently. Kaylin exhales sharply, breaking the quiet while muttering,
I really despise time travel.
The display feed crackles with static. Harsh, washed-out images of containment fields and glowing instruments flicker across the monitor.
Verdant Wing 1 activation sequence initiated. Begin assessment.
Status?
Optics are bad, sir. The feed is live across 6 syndicate networks. We're already trending.
Damage control now. Where's the girl?
Still radiant. Elevated vitals. She's glowing through containment.
Pump the ambient. Soften her field. I want her looking calm. Peaceful. We'll frame it like she's ascending.
Feeding narrative to all channels. We're calling it The Dawning. Script's been pushed.
What's the doctor say?
She warned us. Said the heart doesn't like being staged.
Doesn't matter. We don't ask hearts. We broadcast them.
Resonance spike detected. Feed distortion. Unknown static.
She was never yours.
Sir, the tree, it just blinked.
Contain it. Anchor all nodes if she breaks broadcast.
A long silence follows. Even the lift's usual hum seems distant, as if the tree itself is holding its breath. The members of Verdant Wing 1 stand motionless, each processing what they've just witnessed. A version of reality too cruel for anyone to ignore. The chamber is quiet and still as the sound of the corrupted feed fades, leaving only Ekoia's calm voice.
Branch 41B collapsed shortly after this event. The presence referred to as the girl likely matches light being classification. Storm 01. Timeline indicates containment and exploitation protocols replace nurturing, emotional energy harvested. Outcome: total collapse.
David's face hardens. His voice carries both grief and conviction.
Personal log. They used her. They dimmed her on purpose. And the tree, it watched them lie. I can't let this happen again. If this was ever close to true, I understand now why she fights with light.
The doctor from the syndicate sits near to David. Her posture is heavy with regret. For a long moment, neither of them speaks. The doctor's hands tremble slightly, not from fear but from memory. She closes her eyes briefly. In her mind, she sees faces she once trusted, lies she once told herself just to survive.
We didn't know. We never know what we're doing. Having faith in things never seen, believing what can't be touched, trusting in everything but ourselves.
David looks up at her, his expression unyielding, but he remains calm.
None of that happens now. It is reference the tree keeps. If you want to prevent it outright, we need to now work together to stop it.
The doctor rises, walking slowly to stand before David. Her eyes hold both resolve and apology.
If you help me, I will help you too.
Ekoia's voice ripples through the chamber, softer now, like a breath of fresh air.
Clarity received, intention anchored, the roots remember, and the timeline steadies. She is listening.
The lights of the chamber pulse softly, as if the tree itself is exhaling, acknowledging this fragile but necessary alliance between them. The verdant strider emerges from the tree's trunk, rising into the vibrant canopy realm. A woven world of treetop bridges stretches into the soft horizon, anchored by colossal living pillars of branches. The wind here is usually gentle, carrying scents of moss and flowering vine. But today, it's jagged, sharp with a grating resonance. A constant hum, like emotional static, presses against the skin.
The canopy. She is crying. Something is fraying her weave.
The crew steps out onto a massive branch platform. Silpha winces, pressing her palms to her temples, wings quivering. Zara's eyes sweep the shadows, blade drawn but held low. Even Rogan's usual easy gait is taut, his nose twitching with irritation. From the lattice of bridges, Zara's kin emerge, the Mixen, silent warriors draped in layered shadow cloth, their deep-set eyes unblinking. They speak without words, using shifts of stance and gesture. The doctor studies them, her brow furrowed as she tries to comprehend. Her spoken attempts are met with curt glances. Zara translates in a low, steady voice.
They say the air has been corrupted. Something unnatural pulses from the roots upward.
The hum deepens, rolling in invisible waves. It's not a sound so much as a feeling, a psychic scream that tightens their chests. Rogan edges forward along a fraying vine bridge. His ears flatten, and he glances back, muttering just loud enough for David to hear him.
Feels like someone shouting from inside my bones.
Halfway across the bridge, they find metallic implants woven into the vines, pulsing faintly. The doctor crouches, tracing the seams with careful fingers.
This isn't native. Someone's trying to amplify a signal or drown one out.
The Mixen shift restlessly, but before Zara can steady them, another burst of resonance hits the canopy. She stiffens, staggers, and collapses. David is beside her in an instant, kneeling upon the living bridge. Akoya's voice threads gently into his mind.
Her people accept no external medicines, but your blood remembers balance. You can offer it.
Without hesitation, David cuts his palm, letting a few drops of blood pool in his hand. This moment feels ancient and ceremonial. Zara's breathing quickens, not from pain, but from the strange energy of David's act. Her aura flickers between dark shadow and glinting silver. She opens her eyes slowly, meeting David's with a trace of embarrassment and shame.
Are you sure, David?
We are not losing you. Trust me. And be kind.
She leans into the connection. No fear, no violence, only reverence.
There. Nothing to fear. You're going to be just fine, Zara.
We walk together now, you and I. We are forever bonded.
The doctor slips into the dense weave of the canopy, following a hunch. Moments later, she returns with a moss-choked device. Syndicate markings scar its surface. Its presence here is no accident or coincidence.
It's not noise. It's memory, trapped. A cycle of fear repeating, over and over.
David nods slowly as he begins to understand.
Then, silence isn't the absence of sound. It's the presence of peace.
The doctor begins to reconfigure the device, but pauses, glancing at Zara and then to the Mixen.
I need permission from your people.
Zara steps forward and gestures assent. For the first time, the Mixen bow slightly toward the doctor, in a rare and powerful moment of appreciation. She inverts the device's signal. Its pulse shifts from jagged resonance to a gentle, steady rhythm. Stillness spreads through the branches and leaves. The oppressive hum fades as the canopy sighs in relief and breathes again. Zara touches David's shoulder. More than gratitude passes between them. A sacred bond is formed.
We are family now, David. Your blood walks within me.
As the team walks back to the verdant Strider, the doctor is quiet. David catches up to walk beside her.
You did good today, Doc.
Thank you, David, for helping me find my way back to myself.
The canopy stills to a perfect quiet. Not even the birds sing in this moment, seemingly outside of time. The Strider hums with steady energy as it drifts beneath the canopy. The crew is gathered, their expressions tense but focused.
We've confirmed the readings. The vibrations are coming from deep below the ocean's surface.
Lower firmament?
Exactly. Something's hammering it from below.
That kind of pressure could fracture it. If that happens, the underworld won't stay separate for long.
David exchanges a glance with Silpha, Zara, Rogan.
Verdant Wing 1. We're going under.
The Strider dives beneath the surface, hull lights cutting through the vast blue. Schools of strange, luminous fish scatter at their passing. Massive roots from the tree plunge deep into the seafloor. They approach a shimmering settlement, the home of a sentient aquatic species, the Corial. Their forms are sleek with bioluminescent markings and flowing movements.
Your arrival is noted, surface dwellers. The kelp forests groan and the currents bite. The tides of glass are upon us. The tides have gone mad. The blood in our bones has grown to cold.
The pit's sap glass groans eerily beneath the ocean's waves. The heaviness of the water presses in tightly. David closes his eyes tightly to relieve the pressure building within his ears.
We've traced it to a device. Syndicate make.
Rapid pulses from the device are felt deep in the team's bones. The doctor works over the console, pulling up schematics. The Strider's engines vibrate the inside of the cockpit.
It's embedded in the seafloor, transmitting resonance straight into the lower firmament. I can reconfigure our weapons to disable it, but the impact will create a shockwave.
We can survive it, but only if we canopy recall the second we fire.
All around the Strider, aquatic life flees in desperation from the danger.
Your consent matters. We can end this, but it will shake your world tremendously.
The leader studies him, then nods solemnly. Light from above scatters through the ocean's currents.
The old current warned us. When the glass sings, the walls will thin. Please continue. Better one great wave than the endless madness. The sediment will settle in time.
The Strider positions itself over the Syndicate device. A black, jagged mass pulsing with alien energy.
Weapons primed. Resonance disruptors online.
The team looks up from their consoles and towards each other in a moment of silent recognition.
I hope this works.
Fire.
The disruptors blaze. The device shatters, releasing a violent ripple through the water.
Recall! Now!
The crew braces as the canopy recall sequence initiates. The Strider's outer husk peels away in a swirl of light and bubbles. Water collapses around the pit and they vanish from the depths. The Strider reappears among vast branches and golden leaves, whole and unharmed, except for a strange glow at its core.
We were successful. The device has been destroyed and the ocean is already beginning to settle back down into a natural rhythm.
Is it me, or is the pit carrying something?
A hum is heard from the computer consoles. A faint organic pulse is felt by the Verdant One team.
She carries life.
I'd say our girl is pregnant.
David rests a hand on the console, smiling faintly.
We'll talk about this later.
The crew exchanges relieved glances as the canopy wind rustles outside. The Strider, now bare and naked, lands gently within the canopy's hangar bay.
Something ancient is remembered.
High above the frozen horizon, auroras spiral like slow-moving waves. Beneath them lies the city of Glacial Point, carved from frost, root, and steel. At the city's heart stands a living tree fused with metal veins. In its high chamber, David stands at the window, silhouetted, gazing down.
I thought it would feel like a return, like waking up.
Solari enters, woven from circuitry and light, neither male nor female, centered and aware.
You're not home, David. Not quite yet.
Elsewhere, a dim-lit room hums with screens, resonance lines, and flickering code. Lyra hovers in midair, wings twitching with nervous energy. Yrabite adjusts crystalline dials with precision, while Brannick remains half in shadow, arms crossed.
The balance is shifting. Bleed through in the code. New anomalies.
That's why we're still here?
The system's afraid. It remembers something it shouldn't.
We're tracing the echo threshold.
Brannick rumbles from the shadows.
Dormant or discarded?
David's eyes narrow.
We enter, we stabilize, we remember.
In the cockpit, grown like a giant blossom, biotech pulses. The ship breathes with faint crystalline chimes and soft underwater heartbeats. Brannick settles into the helm. Yrabite tunes the weave. David places his hand on a curved interface.
We weren't built for worship, but we can still wonder.
You're early.
Always am.
Anomalies in Layer 7, requesting human insight.
They're not escaping. They're reaching.
Spores drift. Memory glows in looping spirals of time.
So what now?
We don't correct it. We let it grow.
Crew voices whisper as David exits. His feet touch the frozen steel of the headquarters deck. The night outside deepens in an emerald haze. The low crackle of auroras bending the air.
He doesn't sleep.
Doesn't eat.
He also avoids using the lift.
Is he real?
Whips, the Whisper-class AI, answers gently from a nearby console.
He's not a passenger. He's part of the vessel.
David stands still, present, aware.
I'm not from the past or future. I'm from the tree.
The sky above Glacial Point is never fully dark. Even at night, green lights ride like celestial code above the clouds. The city pulses beneath, quiet but not asleep. In the core, rooted in ice and steel, stands the office of Glacial Point, the Arctic branch. It resembles both tree and machine, an image only half remembered by dreamers. Inside, David moves slowly through the central archive. Whispering branches of stored data line his path, each wrapped in bark and cable. His hand brushes one. It pulses back, and a faint echo of voices, too distant to make out, stirs within the cables. Solari emerges from the ambient glow, expression unreadable.
David, the audience report is due.
I know,
But you haven't opened the file.
because I already know what it says.
Even I require confirmation before conclusion.
David stops before a recording node. He places his hand on it. A hum, a flicker, images, a child crying, a woman turning away, a man clenching his fists, a rain-blurred street, a scream, a kiss, silence.
They feel everything.
They weren't meant to. Not this much.
We made them players, but they became audience, witnesses to their own undoing.
His voice wavers, just enough to betray the weight of regret beneath his calm demeanor. Heavy footsteps approach. Brannick enters, his massive frame bends the air.
Or maybe we gave them too many mirrors and not enough doors.
David looks up, a flicker of understanding in his eyes.
They want out.
Or in.
Either way, we're late.
A soft alert pulses through the floor. Lyra descends from a higher walkway, wings folding tight, eyes luminous with contained panic.
It started. The bleed.
Eurobite sits beside them.
An unknown reaches into the echo zone. They have established contact.
David's jaw tenses.
Pull the feed.
Eurobite opens a portal of sound and light. Voices spiral out, layered and glitched. One phrase repeats beneath it all.
Who's watching now?
David looks to Solari.
Answer them.
With what?
The truth.
The chamber dims, the cables hum, and the green auroras outside twist into a spiral as the tree leans in to listen. Morning light drifts through the living wood of the tree, scattering gold across the common room where Verdant Wing 1 gathers for their usual calibrations. Ekoya leans over the monitor, her brow creased slightly. Rogan's diagnostics are wrong, again. Small readings that refuse to align with what she knows he is capable of. He tries to laugh it off, suggesting the tree must be in one of its moods. David's smile only half forms, but it comes easily to him.
The tree tolerates you, Rogan. There is a difference.
Luma chirps from her perch above them, tilting her head towards David. Ekoya leans back. This isn't the tree's doing, and she knows it. Rogan's heart rate rhythm is off by 3 cycles. Kanan, quiet and certain, murmurs mostly to himself.
He's not joking.
Everyone feels it then, the subtle wrongness in Rogan's eyes. The same man stands before them, yet something in him seems thinner, stretched between worlds. The morning stretches seemingly forever and the work never ends. Duty constantly calls. David and Rogan descend into the lower tunnels. The tree's roots wind around them like veins. Bioluminescent sap pulses with faint lights.
The tree remembers everything, even versions of us that shouldn't exist.
Rogan's scanner flickers as they move deeper.
You sure about this? Feels like walking into a bad dream.
Maybe that's exactly what it is.
The hum beneath their boots doesn't match the tree's usual rhythm. Somewhere ahead, Rogan's own voice echoes through the passage, fragile and uncertain.
I didn't mean to stay. It's just quiet here.
They find an alternate Rogan with an old Polaris field node, half buried in living bark. In his hand pulses a small device. The same kind of jump tech Kanan once carried from an alternate branch. It buzzes with unstable energy, flickering between realities. Light stutters between blue and violet, reality trembling around it. David slows his steps, feeling the tree's unease ripple through his body like static.
This shouldn't exist in this route.
The other Rogan doesn't look up.
It's how I got here. I thought it was just a short hop. A test.
The original Rogan folds his arms.
And instead, you landed in my life?
The copy's voice drops to a whisper. He flinches, eyes hollow but familiar.
Your life's better than mine ever was. Your team, your place here, it all feels right. I wasn't supposed to stay, but the tree wouldn't let me go.
The device flares, a low groan rolling through the tree. It crackles, threads of light unraveling from its core. The tree groans softly, the roots shifting around them like something alive and pained. Sap drips along the walls, glowing in sympathy.
If you use it again, it could tear the root net apart. The tree won't let that happen. It would see you both destroyed before it let itself split again.
The splintered Rogan nods once and looks down at the device, light pooling in his trembling palm.
I know. I thought I could fix it. Maybe go back, undo it all. But I think this is where I'm supposed to end.
The real Rogan hesitates, his anger folding into quiet understanding.
You're me. You don't end here. You become part of this.
The alternate Rogan tightens his fist around the device. The light bleeds out and the tree exhales, its walls relaxing around them like a sigh. They stand together in the dim glow.
So what now? Do we shove him back into nowhere?
David places a hand on the living wall.
He's not an intruder. He's a memory. And the tree wants to keep him, right where he is. You're not a mistake, Rogan. You're a memory. The tree remembers everything.
For a long moment, the imposter stares at them, the device buzzing like a dying insect. He closes his hand around it and squeezes until the light bursts between his fingers. A sharp flash like the sound of glass breaking underwater. The roots tremble, then exhale, their glow settling into a calm, rhythmic pulse. The afterimage fades and the imposter still stands before them, breathing, tears cutting paths through the dust on his face. The bark beneath his palm glows faintly. From somewhere deep within, a whisper answers. All routes lead home. The alternate Rogan looks stunned, torn between guilt and relief.
Guess I'm staying then.
David smiles gently.
I guess you are.
Silence fills the underground chamber as they all accept what they cannot control. Verdant Wing 1 rests in the common room when the door suddenly opens. Two Rogans walk in together. Ekoya doesn't look up from her console.
Oh good, two of them.
Kanan groans, already imagining the chaos to come. David's faint grin returns.
Balance restored. In its own strange way, I suppose.
Luma flutters in a circle, chirping twice, as if she is counting them, and the tree hums around them, contented. The light within its walls feels just a little warmer today. The canopy hums with light. Wings shimmer between branches, butterfly folk gliding in silence, their glow pulsing in rhythm with something vast and unseen. Silpha tilts her head, her breath catching. The whisper isn't sound, it's inside her mind. They are coming. Her eyes glaze and her voice changes, not her own now, but a chorus of light.
Shadows move through time, carried by machines that remember pain.
The air ripples, the tree groans. Across the horizon, the clouds fold inward like a wound reopening. Through that fracture, the Syndicate fleet descends. Colossal constructs shaped like office towers, drifting from the mist with cathedral silence. The Aegis-class administrative carriers pierce the sky, windows glowing with sterile light, like cities falling from heaven. Ekoya's voice shimmers through the roots and canopy at once.
Temporal distortion detected. Origin, Syndicate. Harmonic breach in progress. Defensive sequence initializing.
The tree answers with a low, resonant hum. Gold saplight races through its veins. Bark begins to glow like waking skin. Jara draws her blade, the edge whispering with aurora light. Rogan flexes his arms, the sound of tendons and fire. Silpha's eyes close as she whispers to the butterflies. They circle once, then dissolve into starlight. David stands on the command ledge, gaze locked on the dimming sky.
Ekoya? How long before they breach phase?
Moments.
The voice replies, harmonic and calm.
The tree is shifting out of sync, phasing beyond this timeline. But they are learning, David. They are learning your rhythm.
The canopy trembles, the world tilts. Light surges from above, shadow rises from below. And the battle for Polaris begins. The air vibrates with resonance. The tree begins to phase, its massive trunk shimmering between moments. Bark becomes glass, then mist, then energy. Every root hums like a string drawn to breaking. Jara braces herself as the floor ripples. The canopy folds overhead, light bending around her blade.
She's shifting again. Hold your footing.
The tree's pulse quickens. Time stutters. Each beat feels heavier than the last. Ekoya's voice threads through the chaos.
Defense harmonics are live. Root phase displacement at 40%. Warning, syndicate frequency adapting.
Across the horizon, the syndicate fleet adjusts, their monolithic ships flickering like reflections on water. For every second the tree moves beyond reach, they follow, inch by inch, learning its rhythm. David grips the railing.
They're tracking through phase. How?
Echo mimicry. They're using my pattern.
David's heart sinks.
Then we change the rhythm.
Luma's cry echoes through the canopy, deep and resonant. She lands beside him, wings pulsing with amber light. David steps onto her back, the ground dissolving into rippling light beneath them.
Luma, take us through.
She leaps, rising into the phasing canopy. For a heartbeat, the entire world folds. Light to shadow, shadow to fire. Beneath them, the tree's defenses awaken. The bark hardens into radiant armor, branches twist into protective spirals, and the air fills with drifting spores that shimmer like stars. Silpha raises her hands, the butterflies reappearing around her, glowing brighter now, their telepathic hum merging with the tree's voice.
They're afraid. The Syndicate soldiers, they're not machines. They remember being alive.
Rogan looks at her, eyes softening.
Then let's remind them what that means.
The roots open, pollen bursts, spores ignite. The sky becomes light. The battle for the tree begins. The air tears open with sound. Metal shrieks through the canopy. Syndicate dropships breach phase, blinking in and out of existence as they fall. The ground ripples beneath their impact. Jara's blade meets the first wave before the dust settles. Sparks of blue light scatter like lightning insects. Her movements are sharp, sacred, a dance taught by the tree itself.
Hold the line.
Rogan charges beside her, laughter cutting through the chaos.
They brought numbers,
he says, teeth flashing.
But we've got roots.
Hybrid soldiers swarm from the wreckage, human shapes distorted by syndicate augmentation. Eyes glazed, movements synchronized, every step controlled. Silpha steps forward, aura shimmering. She sings, a sound not meant for ears but for memory. The nearest soldiers pause, faltering, confusion flickering across their eyes. Rogan doesn't hesitate. He grabs one by the chest and hurls him back into the fray.
They can still choose, if they remember who they are.
Then the ground shakes. An enormous shadow moves, a creature forged of sinew and sorrow, a fusion of man and elephant, armored and trembling with fury. It roars, shattering the harmonic air. One of the Rogans goes down beneath its strike. The second Rogan lunges, his brother's blood still warm, and tackles the beast, driving it back through the undergrowth.
You picked the wrong family!
He roars. The creature lifts him, crushing strength against wild defiance. And then, a voice cuts through the madness.
Stop.
The doctor steps from the smoke, unarmed. The elephant hybrid freezes, trembling. Its massive form quakes with recognition.
You remember me? You were never their weapon. You were my patient, You are hope.
The hybrid lowers its arms, tusks glinting with tears and rain. Its breathing slows. Zara steps between the wreckage and light.
You trust her?
I have faith.
Kaylin's voice echoes. The tree hums in agreement. The hybrid kneels. The battle shifts, no longer war but awakening. Above them, the sky ripples again, the next phase preparing to open. Luma lands hard, her great wings folding as she steadies in the rain. Steam rises from her carapace. Her breathing is heavy but calm. David slides off her back, boots sinking into wet moss. Before them stands another tree, smaller, younger, but alive in the same ancient way. Its bark gleams with light like veins of silver through stone.
Not the main route, but connected.
The air here hums differently, quieter, deeper. The battle above feels far away like thunder in another life. Luma nudges him gently toward a lift carved into the trunk. It opens without command. Inside, light spirals downward. He steps in. The air feels charged, almost aware. The lift descends, slow, deliberate, as though moving through memory itself. Faint echoes whisper through the light. When the doors open, he sees her. A child. Sitting on the floor, knees drawn to her chest. Blue light gathers around her like a cocoon. She looks up, eyes filled with storms. David kneels.
Hey, it's all right. You're safe now.
The girl doesn't answer, but the tree does. The light brightens. A figure appears beside him, ancient, ethereal. The Dryad, older than roots, older than time.
You've come to the crossing. This one's name is Ocean. She carries two paths.
She's the doctor's daughter.
And also something else. She is a seed of the future, the one who ensures the balance beyond the ice.
The Dryad lifts a hand, and in palm appears a faint image. A glacial landscape, silver blue and endless. A shadow moves within it, the beginning of Glacial Point.
You may take her home, or you may let her become what must be.
David closes his eyes. For a long moment, the only sound is the tree breathing. He places his hand over Ocean's.
Destiny.
Golden light blooms between their palms. Ocean's glow intensifies, then gently fades, her form dissolving into threads of light, carried upward through the lift and into time itself. When the light fades, the chamber is silent. Only the Dryad remains, watching him.
You've done what few can. You've chosen the greater sorrow.
David's eyes glisten.
It's not sorrow. I have faith.
The Dryad nods once, then vanishes. The storm breaks into silence. For one breath, the battlefield holds still. Smoke curling between roots, rain turning to steam against the glowing bark. Then the hum begins, a sound deeper than sound itself, felt in bones and blood. Silpha looks up.
She's calling them.
From the canopy, the air blooms with gold. Shapes shimmer into view, wings wide, stripes of light cutting through the smoke. The bumblebees arrive. Hundreds, then thousands, descending like thunder made gentle. Their hum harmonizes with the tree's pulse, turning chaos into song. The ground vibrates with resonance. Zara laughs, breathless.
Oh gods, she's called in the hive.
The bees swarm over the syndicate machines, coating metal in glimmering pollen that burns like sunlight. Circuits short, armor corrodes, the air fills with the scent of nectar and ozone. Rogan stands tall beside his counterpart, battered but grinning.
Told you, roots fight back.
The hybrid soldiers falter, control signals severed by the harmonic storm. One by one, they drop their weapons, dazed, blinking like people waking from a dream. The doctor kneels beside the elephant hybrid, resting a hand on its shoulder.
It's over. You're free now.
The elephant man exhales, a sound between a sob and a roar, and kneels. Above them, the tree glows brighter, phasing back into full alignment. The syndicate fleet flickers, breaking apart. Their carriers rise in retreat, vanishing through collapsing rifts. David rides Luma through the clearing air, streaks of light tracing their path. He looks down, the field, the roots, the team below. The tree hums like a heartbeat, steady and alive. Ekoia's voice flows through the wind.
Phase breach sealed. Harmonic stability restored.
David smiles faintly.
We did it.
Luma lands beside the others. The doctor approaches, leading the elephant hybrid forward.
He's staying, if we'll have him.
The hybrid bows his head, humbled. Then, without warning, the ground trembles. A deep, resonant pulse moves through the roots. Silpha's eyes widen.
David, the tree. She's contracting.
The light in the canopy shifts from gold to white. Every branch, every leaf begins to shimmer. David looks toward the heart of the tree, where the glow pulses faster. He exhales slowly.
Storm is coming.
The air swells with light, breathless and alive.
The tree endured. Through storm and shadow, Verdant Wing 1 defended what could not defend itself. They faced the Syndicate's return, machines wearing human memories, and chose mercy over conquest. In the quiet that followed, the light of the Borealis world grew still again. The Doctor found redemption. The hybrids found peace. And deep within the roots, a pulse continued. Not warning, not war, but the rhythm of something waiting to be born. Some call it destiny, others call it renewal. I call it a choice made. For now, Polaris rests.